Welcome to Lang Lang, home of the Holden Proving Ground. With over 40 kilometres of carefully designed test track, it's here that you'll find some of the world's brightest automotive engineers clocking some 70,000 kilometres a week, and all in the name of delivering what we call Holden drivability. To take a look at what all this research and development means for you, we brought along Holden's V8 supercar heroes, Rick and Todd Kelly.
This ute really provides a lot more than you'd expect. You just don't expect to hop in a ute like this and drive it like a sports car and for it to handle like it does. You expect it to slide everywhere with a light rear end. This has got a heap of power and still handles just like a sports car or like a normal sedan. It's really impressive.
There's stacks of room in this ute, even behind the seats. You could fit an esky back there, briefcase. The driving position, it's just superb.
The steering on the ute is exceptionally responsive. There's no kickback, there's no lag. You point it there, it goes.
The instrumentation not only looks good, but it's really clear. Everything is there for a purpose. It's nice and sharp, it's clean.
Well, they've chucked a 6-litre V8 in this thing. There's no lag. You want the power, you've got it. Oh man, I love this ute.
So we know it's got the power on tap. It feels great, it looks great, but let's look at some of the onboard smarts that really make this ute something special. Active safety systems are the biggest news in automotive safety since the introduction of the seatbelt. And being active systems, they'll not only aid in driving performance, they'll assist in keeping you out of trouble. You've got ABS that improves braking performance by preventing wheel lock-up. Traction control to help prevent wheel slip under acceleration. Electronic brake force distribution to put the brake power at the wheels that need it most. Electronic brake assist, which helps deliver maximum braking performance in emergency braking situations. And of course, the electronic stability program that helps keep you online through corners by monitoring the vehicle's movement and independently controlling the speed of each wheel. The good news is that all of these systems are now standard on every VE ute. To demonstrate how the active safety systems work, John Spencer, Holden Proving Ground Safety Engineer, has devised a Motorcana course that will test all of our onboard safety systems. It includes a standing start to test the traction control, an emergency lane change to bring the ESP into play, a long off-camber corner, a slalom course, an emergency stop to look at the ABS, the electronic brake assist and the electronic brake force distribution, a figure of 8 to test the ute's overall grip and handling, and to finish off, an emergency stop with a lane change, an ideal demonstration of how ABS can maintain steering control under heavy braking. First up was Todd.
Off with a standing start, flatten the floor, traction's grabbed hold of the rear there perfectly, into a lane change, ABS and ESP and traction, we had it all happening there, into an off-camber left-hander, very balanced. A little bit of understeer but easy to drive. Here's that ESP grabs hold of it, that's beautiful. And ABS. Perfect.
This is his favourite bit, the bit of a figure 8 there.
The ABS is working for us in the front, and that's flat to the floor.
Not stepping out at all.
ABS on the way in, flat to the floor, no opposite lock required. ABS gets the front of the car in. Beautiful. Anybody can do this. Up into an ABS with a lane change and hard on the brakes, turns in no problems.
Congratulations mate, good job.
This car makes me look good.
To further demonstrate the effectiveness of new VE Ute's active safety systems, our engineers then disabled all of these technologies to show just how invaluable they are to the new Ute's ride, handling and on-road safety. While Rick seemed confident, the cones were looking decidedly nervous.
Okay, so here we go. It's not going to be as easy as what Todd had it. We haven't got any ABS, ESP or traction control, so it's going to be a little bit loose, but we'll give it a shot. A bit sideways on the exit. Certainly needed the ESP there. Oh, there goes one, 2, 3, 4. You can hear him belting into the back guard. Certainly got me work cut out for me here. Oh, no ABS.
It's going to get a bit of wheel spin around these figure eights.
Off he goes.
Almost went round.
Up to the ABS now. And on the brakes hard. Big understeer into the cones. It's got no way of stopping the old girl.
Now let's take a closer look to see what was really happening.
The traction control has allowed Todd to get off the line quicker and without wheel spin. At the lane change, the ESP has prevented oversteer to provide a much better line around the obstacle. Here in the corners, the ESP has again prevented oversteer and kept the car moving in the intended direction. Through the slalom, ESP and traction control has kept Todd right on line. Okay, Todd into the garage. Beautiful. Right on line. Rick, have a look at that. The figure of 8 really brings out the ESP control and ABS. It really demonstrates how it keeps the car in line and keeps it heading in the direction you want it to go. And finally the ABS stop. And here you just see the car pulling in and steering under heavy brakes and not moving out of line.
After the test, both Rick and Todd agreed that not only did the active safety systems aid in handling and performance, but to many drivers they could prove to be life-saving technologies. The Ute is a working vehicle at heart. It has to be at its best all day, every day, in every situation, under any circumstance. There was only one way to see just how far this new Ute had really come. Welcome to the ride and handling track. Over 4 kilometres of sneaky off-camber corners, potholes, soft edges, railway crossings and spine-shaking ruts. The perfect test for any workhorse. But would the VE Ute's advanced suspension system be weighed down by a massive payload? Our comparison test would reveal all.
Okay, so we've put the Ute to use now. We've got a full load in the back. We're out on the ride and handling track, giving this Ute hell, and believe me, it doesn't make much difference. We've still got the 6-litre V8 engine in it, so it pulls off the line just as well. And the suspension in the back of this Ute, you turn into the corner with a full load in the back, and it still turns around there like a dream.
The corners are quite sharp, they're off camber. Now we're doing 100 over 100k an hour, and there's some of the biggest bumps that you'll ever find in the middle of the corner. And the Ute handles it perfectly.
If you're after a sports car but need to throw something in the back, this Ute's for you. It's got a heap of grunt, it's got a gearbox like a race car. You can have a bit of fun with it, and you can also tow a trailer and chuck a heap of sand in the back, and away you go.
Holden has spent 8 years perfecting their new linear control suspension. The difference it makes is astonishing. You know it's a Ute, but driving it, the ride and handling, loaded or unloaded, you'd swear you were behind the wheel of a sports sedan. Their first laps had set the benchmark. Their second would provide the comparison. It was time for Rick and Todd to get back on track in each other's Ute.
I'm hunting out every bit of nasty road I can, and this thing just handles perfectly, even with a full load of wet sand in the back. It's sharp, it's responsive, it's incredible.
To be honest, I'm really surprised with the handling of this Ute. It feels like you're in a sports car. They've really taken it to the next level. The suspension and the handling of this thing is incredible.
This Ute is absolutely fantastic. The way it handles, the way it looks, being a country boy, it's definitely me.